The night feels long. Have you ever felt that way? It's not just about lying awake, unable to sleep. It's something deeper, a sense of being permanently inside the dark. Morning comes, but your heart stays dim. You go to work, you manage a smile, yet somewhere inside you're still standing in a shadowy place, and that feeling lingers, day after day. Nothing dramatic happened. Nobody said anything cruel, but somehow the clouds won't clear. The light won't come. You can't find a way out. The people around you laugh easily, live easily, and you feel like you've been left behind, alone at the bottom of the night. If that's where you are right now, I'd like to share something with you tonight. Pause. 2,500 years ago, a man came to the Buddha, frozen, trembling, deep inside his own long night. What the Buddha said to him may be exactly what you need to hear. Let me tell you that story, slowly, gently. It happened on a quiet night. The Buddha was visiting a small village at the edge of a forest. He and his disciples were resting beneath a tree when a figure came stumbling toward them through the dark. The man's name was Ambara, a farmer from the village. He was somewhere past 40, gaunt and hollow-eyed, his hair unkempt, his steps uncertain. In the pale light of the moon, his face told the story clearly. He had not slept in days. One of the disciples stepped forward. "What's wrong? What brings you out so late?" Ambara answered in a hoarse, cracked voice. "I cannot sleep. Not for days now. When I close my eyes, it feels as though something pulls me down into the dark." He had lost his wife 6 months before. A sudden illness had taken her, swift and merciless. And since that night, darkness had become something he feared. When evening fell, memories of her would flood back, along with the crushing weight of everything he wished he had done, everything he hadn't. Morning would come but bring no relief. Day and night alike, he said, felt like standing in shadow. The night, "It won't end," he whispered, and then his knees gave way and he sagged to the ground. The Buddha rose quietly and came to sit beside him. For a long moment he said nothing. He simply looked up at the night sky alongside Ambara. After the silence had stretched long and full, the Buddha spoke. "Ambara, you say you are inside the night. Then let me ask you this. Are you trying to end the night, or are you waiting for the night to end on its own?" Ambara had no answer. The Buddha continued. "People believe that if they simply wait, the night will pass. And yes, the night in the sky will always give way to dawn, but the night inside the heart is different. That kind of night will not lift on its own. You must end it yourself." "End it myself?" "Yes, but to end the night is not to deny it. It is not to forget it. It means this: while you are still inside the night, you light a single small flame. Just one. That is enough." Ambara listened in silence as tears traced slow lines down his cheeks. This story carries a teaching of quiet, profound depth. The Buddha said, "The night inside your heart will not lift unless you end it yourself." At first, those words may sound harsh, even cold, but they are not meant that way at all. What the Buddha was not saying is, "This is your fault." What he was saying is, "You have the power to end this night." In Buddhism, there is a phrase, "Jitomyo," be a lamp unto yourself. It is said to be one of the final teachings the Buddha offered to his disciples before he passed from this world. It means this: do not wait for someone else to illuminate your path. Trust the light within you and kindle it yourself. But here is the part that matters most. The Buddha did not say blaze like a bonfire. He said, a small flame is enough. Pause. When we are suffering, we tend to put pressure on ourselves. I have to get better quickly. I need to look forward. I should be over this by now. But trying to summon the sun while you're standing in complete darkness, that's not something anyone can do. Instead, one candle, one match, a small flickering flame. Maybe today that means drinking something warm, opening a window and breathing the outside air, saying good morning to someone. That is enough. That is the flame. The Buddha also said, do not deny the night. This too is essential. In Buddhist teaching, the goal is not to erase suffering, but to learn to be with it. You don't need to force your grief away. You don't need to manufacture forgetting. Simply remain inside the darkness and light one small flame there. That is how the night ends rightly. When we fight against the night, it only deepens. But when we accept it, when we find even a flicker of our own light within it, the darkness begins slowly to soften. So how might we bring this teaching into our everyday lives? First, the inner night is not something that only happens to exceptional people in extraordinary circumstances. It comes when we lose someone we love, when we fail at something that mattered, when a relationship breaks apart, or sometimes, for no clear reason at all, when the will to move simply drains away. The inner night visits everyone, and when it does, many of us do the same thing. We try to ignore it. We tell ourselves, I'm fine, I'm fine. We stay busy so we don't have to feel. We drink, hoping to forget. We scroll through other people's bright, cheerful lives online and come away feeling even more alone. None of this ends the night. It only postpones it. And a night that keeps being postponed doesn't disappear. It accumulates. It grows heavier, quietly, unseen. And then one day, without warning, the body stops moving. The tears won't stop. This is what happens when all those unacknowledged nights finally arrive at once. Pause. So what do we do instead? Following the Buddha's teaching, we try to light a small flame. Here's what that might look like in practice. The first flame, at the end of the day, recall just one small good thing that happened. Maybe you got a seat on the train. Maybe lunch was genuinely delicious. Maybe the sky was beautiful for a moment. It doesn't matter how small. Gently pick it up and hold it in your mind. That is your first flame. The second flame, before you sleep, offer a quiet thank you to your own body, to the feet that carried you through the day, to the stomach that did its quiet work, to the heart that kept beating even when it was tired. You don't need to say it aloud, just whisper it inward. That is your second flame. The third flame, and this one is the most important, do not blame yourself for being in the night. Being in the dark does not mean you are weak. Not being able to move does not mean you are failing. Being inside the night means you feel deeply. It means you are someone with the capacity to feel. Only those who feel deeply know how dark the night can truly be. When the Buddha sat beside that grieving farmer and said nothing, when he simply looked up at the sky alongside him, I believe the silence was carrying something. It was saying, you are not weak. You are inside the night, and that is all right. Ending the night does not mean escaping it. It means sitting quietly within it and lighting your small flames one by one. Before we part, just one thing. The one thing that matters most. If you are in a long night right now, if you cannot find the exit, cannot see the light, cannot quite summon the strength to stand, please know this, the flame is already inside you. You may not be able to see it yet. You may not feel strong enough to strike the match. But it has not gone out. It is simply hidden right now, somewhere in the dark where you cannot yet reach it. The Buddha sat down beside a man who was weeping in the darkness. He said nothing. He simply stayed. And in that staying, something began to stir in the farmer's heart. Something quiet, something small, but something real. I hope this video can be something like that for you. Not grand or instructive, just quietly sitting beside you, wherever you are tonight. The night will end, and the small flame you choose to light, even the smallest one, will be where the ending begins. Thank you, truly, for spending this time here with me. May your night grow just a little bit brighter. Until next time.